Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here once again with another video. Hope you guys are doing okay. Oh, I just wanted to say that I just recently changed the name slightly to the channel. Well, first of all, Uncle Bob sounded better than Uncle Bob Connor because obviously it coming from the Terminator 2 Judgment Day film, as obviously you might have guessed when he says it's Uncle Bob. Um, so I thought I'd just change it to Uncle Bob. However, after a bit of thinking, I thought I'd change it to, because if it's just Uncle Bob, you don't really know what the channel's about. It could be just anything. And I've seen some other channel that's got Uncle Bob, some guy that's talking about some stuff, conventions or something. So I thought, might have been a bit confusion of what the channel's about. So and I thought, well, some of the stuff is that I collect is obviously toys and figures and stuff, but it's not all toys. I collect masks, DVDs, statues, props, and all different bits. It's not just one thing or the other. So I thought then call it Uncle Bob's stuff, but then again, what's the channel? Uncle Bob's stuff. That could be in any stuff. Uncle Bob's stuff. What stuff though? So then I thought, well, I've just got Uncle Bob Connor's. Uncle Bob's action and horror stuff, because obviously it's mostly about collecting action and horror stuff is what's mainly the stuff that I collect. So then I just thought, yeah, keep the name obviously Uncle Bob and then just add so I'll probably leave it at that now. And I just thought that just might be better because at least like people know what the channel's about rather than it just being but yeah, so anyway, so back to what we're going to be talking about today is the retro vintage 1995, so that's when it came out, robocop car, die cast, I think it's die cast, the robocop mini version of the robocop car from obviously the movies and the TV series. Well, I think it's based on the movies, I'm not too sure, but it's obviously the one that's in the movies. It's grey. I think the one in the TV series is grey as well. But yeah, so I thought I'd do this video on this. Obviously it's not new, it came out in 95. And I did actually have this, not this one, but I had one like this when I was younger. I actually did buy it. Oh, well, I didn't buy it. I think my mum bought it for me when I was about 11, I think, or 10 or 11, in about 1995. So, obviously my mum probably would have bought it for me back in the day in 95 from Woolworths shop here in the UK. Obviously, if you're in America, you won't know what that shop is. I don't think they ever had it in America. It's only over in the UK they ever had it. So I've got that. I actually got it when I was younger, from Woolworths. And then years later, actually in 2002 to be precise, I actually gave most of my stuff to charity. A lot of my old toys, and including this, because I had this, so I actually gave it away to charity in 2002, and actually regretted giving this, not so much the other stuff, so I didn't mind giving some of it to charity, but because I moved house back in 2002, I didn't want to take so much stuff, so I ended up getting rid of it. But I don't think I really wanted to get rid of it at the time, because as I said, back in 2002, I was about 18, I think. Yeah, I think I was back in 2002, I think, something like that. And yeah, I just was just moving, and I just got rid of a load of stuff, but yeah, I wish I'd have kept some of it, but I think I was just didn't want to take so much stuff when I was moving, and I got rid of a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff I actually wanted to keep, and this was one of them what I regrettably got rid of. I wanted to keep because I wanted it for the collection, you know, because like I collect robocop stuff now, and this is one of the things that I wanted for the collection. I did have the other robocop toys, you know, the old ones. However, you know, I gave those away to charity as well. Probably wish I'd have kept some of them, but not too worried about those because now I've got a NECA, which is, you know, a much better version than the older ones, and yeah, I don't really want the old stuff apart from this, because obviously I need a car, or needed one for the robocop collection, and I didn't have one. So the figures I'm not too bothered about because I've got a NECA one, and I'm probably going to end up getting a few more bits and pieces. I'm probably not going to worry about getting the old figures back because I don't really, to be honest, I don't really collect the vintage stuff. All my stuff is mostly current stuff. You know, you've seen it's like NECA stuff. It's more recent. But you know, I don't mind having a few retro stuff in the collection. I've got a couple of retro vintage smaller models like this in the collection, so this is going to be one of them as well. And as I said, I needed a car, so I wanted to get this back. Now I think when I actually got the one back in the day, I'm not sure how much it was, might have been about £5 or £6. Now I saw one on eBay a little while ago. I think that got sold, the one I was interested in, or I just didn't want to pay, because it was like in the region of £25–30, and I got put off by the price, so it just went, and then, you know, just didn't get it. And then I saw one actually brand new in the box, because these seem to be quite hard to come by. I mean, I'm not sure if I saw 2 or 3 of these on eBay, but not many. The other ones in the set that you get are the police car and, I think it's an ambulance type vehicle and a police sort of jeep type thing. I'll show you that in a minute, but if you've not seen that before. So yeah, I saw one on eBay, and I thought to myself, you know, right, it was a lot more than what I, you know, wanted to pay, and you know, it was I think it was £30 plus postage, and I wasn't going to get it because I thought to myself, you know, I didn't really want to pay for something that I already had years ago, and to me it didn't make sense to buy something that was £25 or £30 that I already had, and I think I was just put off by that. I thought to myself, you know, but then I thought, well, I'm gonna buy one anyway because I needed one for the collection. So I thought, well, you know, all right, it's that price, but you know, I'm gonna end up getting it because, you know, if I didn't, I wouldn't have one. So I thought, well, got to try and get it. And then I managed to work on the price, and I managed to get it for, as I said, it was 30 plus postage, but I managed to get it down to 25 and the postage as well. So I paid for about 30 for it. Right, maybe a bit crazy paying that. As I said, I already had it, but you know, I regretted it, got rid of it, and wanted to get it back. This is one of the things that I wanted to get back that I got rid of, and you know, yeah, I was just going to get it. And also the new robocop car that's just come out in Smith's, I was going to get that, but the price was too much. But then I see that it went down to 20, but then I looked online, it's 25, and then the one was sold out in my area, so then, you know, I couldn't get it. And then I was going to go to another store, but then I thought to myself, but I think I'd rather have the original, because you know, it's the right colour and the right shape and all that, and I think there's a lot of mistakes on the new one, so that sort of put me off as well. So I thought to myself, well, yeah, I'm going to spend the money on getting a car regardless, whether it be this one or the new one. So I decided on this. I might end up getting the new one anyway, just because I collect robocop stuff. So I might end up getting that anyway. So it's a nice set. Well, it depends if it's 20 or 25. I'm not going to pay 40 or £50 for it. It's just a crazy price. So I'm only going to get it probably if it's that price. Just the fact just to add it to the collection. It's a nice set with a car and a figure, even though it's got mistakes on the car. But I might actually get it, the new one, and leave it in the box, because I'm going to display this one in the, well, I don't know if it will actually fit, but hopefully I can get it to fit in the robocop section. So I want it in display with the robocop stuff, and then the other one, if I do get it, I'm probably going to keep it in the box and have it on the floor, because there's just literally no space anyway. But as I said, there's a load of mistakes on the new car, but as I said, I might get it, because if it's 20, I might as well just pick it up anyway. And it's a nice thing with the little figure. That'd be nice to have it. If it was, I think if it's just a car, I probably wouldn't bother with it. But it's a nice thing with the figure as well to add to the collection. So I'll probably pick that up if it's cheaper. And then also I might do a compare video, comparing the cars, like the old one and then the new one. So I might do that as a video as well. And I might look at getting it the larger car to stand next to my NECA robocop, but I don't know if that's going to work, because there's just literally no space to put that big car, so it might have to just go on the floor, and then I might do a video with it standing next to it, but then it's gonna, if I do get it, it's literally going to have to go on the floor. Some of the stuff that I'm going to get is literally going to have to go on the floor, and some stuff I'm just going to keep in the boxes, because there's just literally not a lot of space on the table. So obviously, I mean, if you haven't seen it before, it's literally the scale car, and then the robocop figure that you get in, that I've put in the car at the moment. It's pretty cool that you can actually get him in the car. Obviously you can't do that with a new one. He does come out of the car, obviously, the little figure, but it's a bit of a tight squeeze, and it takes a bit of a while to get him in that. I remember it being quite a bit of a squeeze. He doesn't really, to be honest, he goes in it, but it's, to be honest, it's not really the best of fits. It's sort of like, he's sort of like at an angle, and he doesn't really sit in it properly. They didn't really design that very well, the actual figure. Doesn't really, as I said, he goes in there, but he's sort of like, he's leaning to one side, and he's trying to straighten out, but his head is touching the roof of the car, and it's sort of, yeah, it's a bit fiddly. I know, as I said, put him in there, and it's very difficult to get him back out again and then in the car, but you know, he's in there. Obviously, I mean, it's a nice little car. As I said, I actually had 3 robocop cars at one point. I had the old original Orion one back in the day. I think that was like 80s, early 90s. Then I had the newer one, which is the better one, like more like the movie, which is the bigger scale of this. Then I ended up getting the smaller scale one, so then I had 3 at one time. Got rid of all 3, so it was pretty crazy. But I wish I'd have kept. Alright, I've got this back now, but I wish I'd have kept the larger scale one. Wasn't too bothered about the older one, but wish I'd have kept the older one. But it's a really nice car, and to have it on display is a nice thing. Just to have it like standing next to robocop figures. But it's really hard to come by, actually, as I said, and you know, even when they're on eBay, they seem to sell out really fast. So you know, they're becoming quite rare and hard to get. If you don't know, it's actually supposed to come with some little play set. However, it seems to be missing from this. And I remember when I had the original, when I got it when I was younger, I'm sure it came with that as well, but this one doesn't have that for some strange reason. I'm not too bothered about it now, because I mainly just wanted the car, and it just happened to be brand new in a box that I got it for that price. But however, I would have probably just bought it, just the car on its own, because I just wanted the car. But this one came, just managed to get brand new. It just happened to be brand new. But yeah, it's supposed to have the little play set, which is the crime scene play set, which is just roughly a bit of cardboard, if I remember the old one. But that wasn't included for some strange reason, but I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be included. I'm not sure whether the seller took it out of the thing and resealed it, and then but it was sealed up, so I don't really see how that could have not been in there. But it wasn't included for some reason. But the one I had back in the day was, and then you get this. It was a bit silly including these if you didn't have the actual, you know, the set to put these in, because you know you've got the lamp post and the parking meter and the other thing, and then obviously the magnifying glass that you get, because you get some little clues that you use the magnifying glass to. But obviously, you know, that piece is missing, the actual cardboard playset thingy, which is a bit silly, because you know if you've got that, you know, it doesn't make up the set if you've got that piece missing. But you know, there you go. As I said, I wasn't too bothered about that, but you know, it's just notable. Yeah, so you get that with it. That's obviously the magnifying glass you get with it, with the little play set, which is obviously missing. And then oddly enough, to be honest, the figure, it's alright, it's because it fits in the car, but it's not the best little figure. You can't put the weapons in his hands, unfortunately, so it was a bit pointless actually making the weapons. Alright, it's a nice little touch having little weapons, but if you can't actually put them in his hand, it's a bit pointless. I mean, I used to just put the guns inside the car, so they just didn't get lost. But yeah, you can't put them in his hand, which was a bit silly. But you know, nice little touch. However, you know, the 3 guns that you get with it, one is a sniper rifle or just a standard rifle, and then 2 shotguns, which is a bit bizarre because I don't ever recall him using a shotgun at all, and I don't even receive him using a rifle. I know he used that plasma sort of futuristic gun in the first film, but you know, that's certainly not it. So they've included 2 shotguns and a rifle, and then his pistol gun that you know he uses in all the films. They didn't include that, or didn't make it for some reason. So whether they just didn't think it through, or whether they just, because it's such a small scale, they just made those. I don't know really. But you know, you can't fit it in his hand anyway, so not too bothered about that. But I just thought I'd mention that. So anyway, yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen this before, I mean, if you know about this and seen it before, then you obviously know. But I just thought just do this video on it and just say about it and about getting the car and about talking about the actual set. It's sort of like looking back in a way on a classic thing. And those are the 3 sets that you had. As I said, I only ever had the car, and then obviously got that again. And then the other 2 sets that you can get. That's the one with the sort of ambulance-y type vehicle, and the other sort of Jeep police vehicle. I think those 2 sort of sets are made up, because apart from the car, I don't think you ever see those 2 vehicles in any of the movies as far as I'm aware of. So I think they just made those 2 up. So I never got those. I don't think that I'm going to be getting those to add to the collection, because obviously they're not used in the movies. If they were used in the movies, then definitely. But you know, those are the other 2 sets that you get, and you get bits and pieces with those. But obviously, that is the car is the main one. But obviously, this one with the, oddly enough, the actual set that completes it is missing. So there you go. But said, wanted the car, pretty happy I got that. So guys, I think that's going to be long enough for this video, probably too long. And I apologise if it's too long. If it's too long, please feel free to either skip some or whatever you want. If you don't like the sound of my voice, please feel free to turn the sound down. But I just thought I'd do that video just to show you guys about it and to have just a little bit of chat about it, really. And yeah, just sort of like looking back over, sort of like a classic, vintage item from the 90s, But I'm going to wrap this up now because I think that's far too long for this video. I wanted to try and keep this video like 10 to 15 minutes, but I do apologise. Sometimes I do ramble on, but sometimes, as I say, I'm not the best person when it comes to making these videos. So I apologise for that, but I just like to have fun with it and just try, I've been working really hard doing these videos and getting all this stuff. I've been doing loads and loads of searches, loads and loads of research, loads of winning stuff in auction and making deals and trying to get all this stuff. But yeah, okay guys. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye for now, see you soon.